We are back on CBS Sports HQ as we await the commitment of four-star wideout Braylon James. The 6'2" rangy pass catcher has garnered more than 40 offers from coast to coast, but has narrowed his decision to 3. Will it be the Irish, the Cardinal, or the Horned Frogs? It's time to find out right here on CBS Sports HQ. We say hello again to the man of the hour, Braylon. The wait finally over. The floor is yours. Let the fans know where you'll be playing your ball.
Well, first off, I just want to give a thanks to my Lord and Savior for giving me the abilities to accomplish everything I believe I could. Secondly, I like to give a thanks to every Little League organization that coached me up from a young age and instilled the confidence in me to go out and become not just the athlete, but the young man that I aspire to be. From Dom and Jason Brosy's flag football teams to, Fusion Track and Field, the Wilco Tigers, Thunderbolts Track and Field Club, Juice 7v7, and lastly, the whole ATX Future organization. Next, I'd like to give a shout out to my middle school and high school coaches from Coach Gabbert, Saunders, Herrera, Page, Acosta, Burton, Lou, Cheshire, Mossick, Alexander, Coach Creek, Coach Leday, and Coach Shabach, along with a handful of more. Along with all of my trainers from Margin Hooks, Derek Lewis, Sean Rutherford, Coach Bam, D. Bradfield in Sacrifice Training. Next, I'd like to give a thanks to all of my teammates from Stony Point to Del Valley. Truthfully, without y'all's brotherhood and our bond, I wouldn't be able to be in this position. So, I want to let it be known that I love you all. So I'm super thankful for y'all. And, I just want to give a shout out to everybody here, just supporting me and, being a part of my community and just following my journey is truthfully an honor. So I'm truly thankful for that from all the teachers and, family members and church members. It means a lot to me. And lastly, I'd like to give a thanks to, all my family from the 504 all the way down to the 512. I know y'all are watching me, so I love you all. Mom, Dad, Kyra, Nana, Uncle B, and Papa. I'm just truly thankful for y'all pushing me athletically and academically to be here. So with all that being said, I'd like to dedicate this commitment to my late cousin, Willie Simmons III, who passed away a year ago yesterday. So, this whole journey's really been a tribute to him. So with that being said, for the next 3 to 4 years, I'll be taking my talents too. Even though LSU will always have a special place in my heart, that would not be the home for me. So with that being said, I'll be going to the University of Notre Dame.
He had to hit him with the head fake. But it's waking up the echoes. We are ND for Braylon James. Congratulations. A couple questions here.
Thank you.
Much was made about the transition at the top of that program. What about Coach Freeman, Coach Reese's recruiting pitch made South Bend feel like the place for you?
Obviously just looking at Notre Dame as an institution, in a whole, football is going to end one day. So obviously the degree speaks for itself. And, obviously Stanford could compete in that arena as well. But being able to play at the highest level of football and compete academically is super special. So, obviously that was, just one and all. But in terms of recruiting pitch, all they really did was just get to know me, just sitting down and getting to know who somebody truly is something not a lot of coaches do, but I felt like everything there was genuine, from Coach Stuckey to Coach Reese all the way up to Coach Freeman. It was genuine love, and it was real. It was real.
High character individuals all over the place there on campus at South Bend. You have balled out on field and in the classroom, gained interest from some of the most prestigious institutions across the country. Can you pinpoint the moment where you said to yourself, it's the Irish?
I kind of always had like an idea in the back of my head, like that's where I wanted to go, probably from right when Coach Stuckey got in there. He texted me before he announced that he took the position, and he was like, man, I want you to be a part of, my branch. I feel like we can build a wide receiver at Notre Dame. It sounded good, but once I finally got up there, I was like, man, this is the place. So I went ahead and pulled the plug and told Coach Freeman and Coach Rees, and the whole staff was fired up just as much as I was. So I feel like I made the right decision for me in my life.
Well, they are surely fired up. up, and as someone who spent Saturdays growing up in South Bend, I know the faithful are ready to see you come and make your mark on that program. It's all about what you do with the opportunity from here on out, and you now have the opportunity to speak to your future fan base. Let the Irish faithful know what sort of players heading to town.
I mean, you know, I'm a real dynamic athlete. You know, I'm not just a football player. I do it all. I run track as well. So I just want y'all to know y'all are getting a true athlete as well as you know, not to brag, but I feel like I'm a high character individual, and that's all a testament to my family, you know, my friends, along with all the people here supporting me. So obviously, you know, that's a testament to them. But yeah, just know that you know, we're gonna win some championships when I'm up there, along with the great class that we're gonna build. So with all that being said, go Irish.
Braylon, congratulations from all of us here at CBS Sports to you and the entire family, that support system that's gotten you to this moment. Wake up those echoes, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, so the celebration is on. Braylon James making it official. He's heading to South Bend, Notre Dame, with a massive get. The number 12 wide receiver in the class of 2023. And as you heard our analysts say, the ceiling is high for this young man. And that frame, the skill set, heading to the Irish, Coach Freeman's program. More now from 24/7 Sports Director of Recruiting Steve Wiltfong, offering instant reaction here. Steve, no surprise, the crystal ball nails another one here. Big get for this class of 2023, Marcus Freeman's program. As you look at this Irish program, Steve, the momentum they've been able to keep on the recruiting trail, how much does it say about that seamless transition at the top?
Notre Dame moves back to number 1 in the 24/7 Sports Composite team recruiting rankings with the commitment of Braylon James. And this is an incredibly important one within this very talented class, because I think Notre Dame has a big need at wide receiver. When you look at their roster right now, they got 3 graduate seniors that they're going to be counting on this year, and Avery Davis, Braden Lindsey, and Joe Wilkins. This is going to be their final year in South Bend. Now, I know they can pivot to a talented sophomore class. Lorenzo Styles, I think, is going to be a star. Deion Colsey's talented, and Jaden Thomas, their classmate, like him a lot. And they landed Tobias Merriweather on CBS Sports HQ last cycle, a 6'4" receiver who can fly in the freshman class. But Braylon James is the first wide receiver in this 2023 class, and they really need to reload at that position to compete at that national championship level. And this is one of the more dynamic, exciting pass catchers in this class. He's physically gifted, 4.4 speed in the 40-yard dash, and he ran it at a camp where the next fastest guy was 4.6. There were a lot of highly recruited players on the field that day. He's a good route runner. He's a big play guy that can take the short pass the distance. He's a special teams threat. There's several kick returns on his tape that he took for scores or big gains. And then talking to him early in his process, one of the things that really stood out to me is he really relishes the run blocking part of the game. He likes being physical. You know, he's physical with the football in his hands. He's tough to tackle, but he also likes to help spring those running backs in the open field, and that's an important part of Notre Dame's offense too. Picking Notre Dame over Stanford, that's always a big recruiting win for the Irish. It wasn't so long ago where Stanford was regularly winning those battles. I think that's shifted back to Notre Dame as of late. Braylon James being another one, picking Notre Dame over Stanford. And the Irish have been a team that's been right there on the cusp. You know, they've been to the playoff twice. They've been to New Year's Six Bowls. They've won at least 10 football games 5 years in a row. And I think now with Marcus Freeman at the helm, I think that they've always recruited at a high level, but they're number 1 right now. And Braylon James is another difference maker as they try and find 1 or 2 more wins at the end to win the national championship. Look, it's easy to go from 90 to 80 on the golf course. It's hard to go from 70 to 68 to 66. That's what Notre Dame's trying to do on the football field. It's hard to find those extra wins. Braylon James maybe gets you a win closer to the crystal ball.
Yeah, big get for that class. How soon can a player like Braylon make a difference at Notre Dame? You know, it is one of those teams that recruits consistently, as you outlined, year after year. He does still have a senior season to sharpen some of those tools. Is this a day one on campus type guy?
Well, you talk to his coaches and they talk about his high football IQ, the intensity he brings to workouts, and that he's a great practice player. So he's going to bring those intangibles right away in addition to his talent. And Notre Dame, they are talented in that receiver room, and I think that they got some potential breakout stars in that sophomore class. Maybe Tobias Merriweather makes an instant impact alongside those three entrenched graduate seniors, Avery Davis, Braden Lenzy, and Joe Wilkins. But he's got the athleticism and the intangibles to come in and the skill level to at the very least push that room and receivers a spot where it's one of the easier places that make an impact as a true freshman. I think there'll be some opportunity with three impact guys leaving the program after the season. So this again is one of the bigger pickups in what is an incredibly talented class for Notre Dame to date. And they're not done, man. I think that they're going to have an exciting summer here with Braylon James really getting it rolling as the weather heats up here in the Midwest.
Well, iron sharpens iron for the Irish. Steve, we appreciate the information as always. And don't forget, there's only one place to be for all your recruiting needs. That's with our team at 24/7 Sports. All the latest breaking news, composites, breakdowns, and tape. It's all coming your way. Wall-to-wall coverage at 24/7 Sports.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.